Today I thought I'd talk about the actual finishing of this motif that I designed as a Christmas bauble for your Christmas tree. It's to follow on from the video I did last week about putting beads and sequins into the little motifs. And I'm going to talk about how to do this finish and the plaited hanging cord. I've set up just a little bit of the two trails either side, and I'm going to do the join at this pin. If you were actually doing this, you've got a trail that comes into this side, and we're going to finish just to the right of where the two plaits come in for that trail. You'd take the plaits in and you would throw the same number of pairs out from the trail, but using the passives that were already there rather than the plaits coming in. So I'm going to finish at this pin. So I've just got a couple more rows to do on the left hand side, and then I'll meet the workers at that pin to do the join. And this is just a neat little way. The motif was designed for a workshop I did at a lace fair a couple of years ago, where we wanted a really simple motif to do in a very short workshop. So I've now come down to the last two pinholes in the ring. Both workers are in the centre and they meet with a cloth stitch and one twist on each, and put the pin up in the inside of the ring. I then cover the pin and take each worker back out to the respective side. So the left hand one goes to the left in cloth stitch through the three passives, which you should have reduced down to before you get to this point, and the right one goes out to the right. Then the three passives from each side, I'm going to cloth stitch the three on the right through the three on the left, like you would do when you start a spider. So that's the first one. I'll take the next one through. That's two through, and you can see this is filling up the space. So you've now got them cloth stitched through each other, and I then put the pin up and tension it up. The workers are sat out here on the outside edge, so I just cloth stitch back through just to cover the pin, and the two are cloth stitched through at the centre as well. And again, just tension it up and you've covered that. Now the neat little trick now that I did, just to finish this off so that you've got no ends to finish off, is to take the four on the left hand side and create a plait with them. We have four pairs, but we're going to use them as if they were singles to do the plait. And we just plait as long as you want the hanging loop. It just takes a minute to do, and I'll do the same on the other side as well. And you just keep going until it's a nice length. Keep tensioning it every couple of stitches to keep it nice and neat. Sometimes it helps just to put a pin in where you're aiming to go to, so that you get both sides the same length, which I'll do when I get nearer the length I want. Now normally I would say finish a motif off centre, but because this is going to be hanging from this point, you won't actually notice the join because it's hanging from the loop at this point. But if you were doing a motif where you're not doing a hanging loop, I would always say finish off centre so that the join is less noticeable. Right, I think that's going to be long enough for this side. I'll just do the other side, plaited exactly the same off camera just to shorten the video slightly, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, we've got both plaits now down to the same length. I'm just going to extend the length of the threads on either side of the one plait, and I'm just going to wrap it round and tie a knot over the top just to hold it while we finish it off. You won't see these knots when we finish because we're going to do a knot over the top of them, but this will just hopefully hold the plait nice and tight while we're doing the finishing, and do the same on the other side as well. So just take it underneath the bundle and round and over the top. I have to lengthen them to be able to do the knot. I say this pattern was designed so there was no ends to finish off, and you would finish the motif off quite easily. Now we need to lengthen all of the bobbins because we're going to cut them off. Just zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to cut them off long enough so I can tie them both together with an overhand knot. So literally just smooth them down, grab the bobbins and cut them long. And then all it's left to do is an overhand knot, taking the loop through, and sometimes it's easier, use a pin just to fish them through as well, so you don't split the threads, keep them all nice together. Flick the end through, make sure they're all nice and tight and line straight, use a pin and pull it up to the knot, and there you have your finished hanging loop. And you then just trim this off relatively short and you've got your loop to hang your bauble from. I hope that's been helpful. If you've enjoyed the video, give me a like, subscribe to the channel to hear lots more videos coming soon, and if you hit the notifications button you'll also get a reminder when they're uploaded. Thanks for watching.